British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak travelled to Oxfordshire on Thursday to visit a development facility for nuclear fusion, an early-stage concept that promises unlimited clean energy in the uncertain future if some severe physical constraints can be overcome. His biggest energy climate change announcement was accompanied by Energy Net Zero Secretary Grant Shapps for a comprehensive package of measures covering everything from onshore wind solar power to carbon taxes heat pumps. Sunak said of strengthening Britain energy package when global energy supply was interrupted and weaponized by likes of Putin. We've seen household bills soar and economic growth around world slowed. We took steps to protect people from their worst effects by helping pay for about half of the typical energy bill. But we are also taking steps to power the UK and ensure our long-term security with more affordable, clean energy from the UK so we can drive down prices and grow our economy. However, the plan was to launch in Aberdeen, the UK's oil and gas capital. Local businesses were prepared, oil and gas experts ready to hastily highlight their petty interests in green alternatives like hydrogen for what would be hailed as Energy Security Day. Fossil fuels were guaranteed to be a necessary part of this energy security. And just days before that, plan was to not put energy security at forefront at all. Event would be called a Green Day, and focus would clearly be on renewable energy, reducing greenhouse gas emissions and tackling climate crisis, as well as lowering household bills by supporting clean power. Tom Burke, a senior government advisor and co-founder of think tank E3G, said the changes leading up to launch were both surprising and enlightening. This is a level of chaos that reveals the extent of unresolved internal conflicts within the party on these issues, he said. There is an anti-green faction in the Tory party and this chaos is all about them. With more than thousands of pages of documents, the energy strategy covers everything from nuclear fusion to electric vehicle charging points. Sunak had no choice but to publish some sort of strategy this week, as last year, Supreme Court ruled that the government's current strategy to meet legally binding net zero emissions target by 2050 was insufficient. In case brought by Friends of Earth and other campaigners, judge ordered a renewal by end of this month, Fireplace. To complete package, Finance Minister Jeremy Hunt also decided publish his green investment strategy, and outlined how private sector is expected to finance comprehensive overhaul of UK economy needed reach net zero. Aim. For government, this marks a major inter-Whitehall operation involving policy involving transportation, levelling, commerce environment, food rural affairs, Treasury, Department of Energy Security and Net Zero and Downing Street. The government's focus is timely given rapidly growing concerns that the UK is falling behind internationally, given new urgency by war in Ukraine and rising energy prices. The US is going strong with the $369 billion Inflation Reduction Act, which aims to make America a superpower for clean energy technologies and offers tax breaks to manufacturers. Europe is now working hard to respond, after initial outrage that it has lost its green leadership status. Hundreds of billions euros investment are at stake, and the holy cow state aid rules will likely be slaughtered as you follow them. After promotion, so the key question is, does the UK's new energy and climate package meet other countries' plans? For most of experts and campaigners who announced the decision on Thursday, answer was a clear no. Mel Evans, head of climate at Greenpeace UK, summed it up: ministers talk about leading world, but UK isn't even getting in starting blocks of green tech race. Good government gives millions of people warm homes, clean air, lower bills, and a safer environment, would turn to renewable, efficient energy to provide the climate, but powering Britain is far from what this country needs. Despite the focus on offshore wind support, talking about electric vehicles, and carbon capture, there were too many misses. Plans to insulate 300,000 homes were rejected on the grounds that they were undersized compared to the 14 million homes in need of improvement. Onshore wind turbines are still in effect, despite minor changes in planning rules. Hydrogen is still being touted for home heating, although studies show it won't work. Solar panels will not be mandatory in newly built residences and the heat pump scheme is still flawed. Burke put the blame on a Prime Minister's doorstep besieged by a warring party. It feels like a party divided within itself, unable to find a coherent story, not even agreeing on what the story is, he told The Guardian. And that's what scares investors, this group of anti-green losers who will turn the UK into a loser in the global race for green prosperity.